Hi, we're Scuba for Families.
I'm Tori.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Lauren.
We're here in a Caribbean island, Curaçao, just above Venezuela. It's beautiful.
Curaçao is excellent for family diving, but there's also lots of other activities you can do.
We just went cliff diving, which was amazing.
And snorkeling with turtles.
And there's so many historical things to see. You can go around and see the art in Willemstad. You can go and see the historical forts on the west side of the island. You can see flamingos, get to paint your own shishi.
Willemstad is the capital city of Curaçao, and it was established in 1634 by the Dutch. You have an amazing floating bridge which allows ships to come in and out of the old town of Punda.
During this epic vacation, we went cliff jumping at Playa Forte, we went snorkeling with turtles at Pescada, and we also went diving in this famous blue room.
So it's day one of our holiday. We can't wait to dive in the Yantil area. We've come to Ocean Encounters, and we're going to do a 2-tank boat dive, have some water, off we go. The first dive is going to be Booby Trap. It's located at the very southeast of Curaçao, and the second dive is Cathy's Paradise. So Booby Trap is a fantastic wall dive. It goes down to 36 meters. There's so many different coral schools of fish you can see. You can see elephant-shaped coral ears, branching corals. Lauren just spotted out a beautiful spotted trunk fish, which is one of her favourite fish. It's got a lot to offer.
On the dive, we saw about 2 lionfish. They were really cool.
Our dive master surprised us by uncovering sea urchins at the bottom of the seabed. Very clever. In some countries they're a delicacy. Wow, here are red-banded shrimp. It's one of my favourite things to photograph actually. They are great little creatures. Our second dive was a drift dive. It was at Cathy's Paradise, and really it is a paradise. You have huge schools of chromis, you have a lot of different sponges, it's really nutrient rich water, and it's definitely worth coming here. The current can be quite strong, so when you get in and out, just stick close to your bodies. And what you'll find is when you get out, you'll have a line to hold, because the sea obviously then can get quite choppy, and the dive master will help you come in on the line. But it's definitely worth it. It was one of my favourite dives. So thanks to the team at Ocean Encounters, we enjoyed our boat dive with you. Epsilon is a fantastic local dive centre. We went down to the beach to dive the Tugboat, which is a very famous site here in Curaçao. It's an easy beach entrance. It's got a nice cafe. That's the British destroyer there. We're diving the Tugboat. Tugboat dive. There my babies. Say hello. There's Jasmine, Jensen, and Lauren. And Daddy! Daddy's going to be snorkeling. So down we go into the beautiful turquoise water. Take our time. And the first thing we spot is a common seahorse, just lying carefully on the bottom, minding its own business. Very well camouflaged with the sand. These are beautiful creatures. I'd like to report how happy we were to see the coral conservation project going on with these wonderful staghorn corals being lined up on trees. So here we are at the pier, which is the pier to the British destroyer ship. Always a good place to find coral or under a pier. It was a stunning location just to allow the girls to dive through very easily.
Being under the pier is definitely an experience worth having. It was an amazing dive.
Still diving under the big pier. Lauren spots something. What is it, Lauren? Let's have a look. Ooh, it's a scorpion fish. You don't want to be stepping on its venomous spine. And then a common octopus right inside a rock. This is the anchor chain leading up to the tugboat. You can see it's quite a hefty chain. The small tugboat lies at a depth of just 5 meters. The wreck, which sank many years ago, is covered with beautiful coral. Inside the tugboat were a school of glassy sweepers. I do love these fish. You normally spot them in caves, and also just dark places generally. Lots of brain coral on the tugboat. The fish are really tame here. I think they're being fed. That explains why there's so many in the vicinity. There is a wall off the tugboat which has a lot of coral on it, but the main attraction is the tugboat, and it's great for snorkelers as well because it's only 5 meters down, so it's easily reached by the snorkeler. Also, when we came up, slight warning, our rental car had the bumper ripped off. Luckily we were insured, but yeah, you want to maybe have someone on the lookout.
We're at Director's Bay. Yeah.
Just round the corner is Director's Bay, another lovely easy dive. It's a sloping wall with a mass of life and abundance. We saw some carabin squid. At the north of the island is the Watamula National Park, well worth a visit.
We're at Boca Pistol, where the sea gets shot out like a pistol gun. Woo! There it is, coming in. That's the visitor point.
Here at the Boca National Park there are nesting turtles which are protected.
We went cliff diving at Playa Forte, which was about 15 metres high. It was a lot of fun doing it.
While here we decided to do another dive on a charter. It was my 300th dive. Watamula derives its name from the Dutch word watermolen, meaning watermill. Because of how the currents flow, this is a #1 diving site you really don't want to miss. Currents are really hard to read. Sometimes they even flow in a circle, and sometimes north to south, south to north, so that's why it's called Watamula. The coral here is incredible. There's a lot of pillar coral all towering above each other. Lots of different soft formations, hard coral beds. You really don't know where to look. The intensity of all the life is incredible. It's like you're on a different planet.
There's a big one. Nice, Jasmine. Yay! Lovely last day in Curaçao. How was Watamula? Very nice. Watamula was awesome. Coral formations everywhere. Now we're just snorkeling with the turtle.
Having the opportunity to snorkel with turtles is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Famous blue room is definitely worth the dive. It's actually a cavern because you can ascend into it. The blue room is lit in such a unique way as the sunlight can reach inside of the cavern through the underwater entrance. It has an amazing blue tinge inside. Fantastic for underwater photography. You can see lots of life. You've got these amazing schools of glassy or copper sweepers. I fell in love with them. I just stayed looking at them, just swimming around, capturing the turquoise light. A lot of orange cup coral. It's handy if you take a torch with you because there are some dark spots. We saw this lovely little high hat here, squirrel fish. It's got a sandy bottom inside the blue room. The rocks formation sort of curve into one another. You can ascend into the airspace at the top of the blue room. You have a stream of light coming in which gives it its lovely colour. Definitely recommend it. I shall be going back if I ever visit the island again. Then we went into the mushroom forest dive site and amazing schools of tangs. Here's a big trumpet fish caught in the middle of the school of tangs. I love the style of trumpets because I play one. Just being able to spot the different creatures on this dive site. Huge tuber coral formations were stunning. Here's a white spotted filefish. You can see that's just immense. The mushroom forest is everywhere. You've got these amazing corals that look like mushrooms. The girls were very excited. They decided to do a handshake underwater. At Scuba for Families, we like to play games while diving. If you like our leggings, check it out on scubaforfamilies.com and use the code S4F20 to get 20% off. We'd like to say a big shout out to Yerson at Epsilon Dive Centre. He was amazing, really enjoyed diving with you. And to Captain Andy at Dive Charter who took us out for the day. If you've liked this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Best wishes and happy diving. Love from Scuba for Families.